Hi, Carter Gray here from Pacific Insurance Group with Taylor Condren. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. So we're having the conversation around your life insurance policy, and around 2018, you decided, because you're married, your wife doesn't work, you're planning on having children, that it's a good idea to get some life insurance and probably some term life insurance. And so what was that? Talk to me about the why, probably, of why you need life insurance.
Yeah.
Why is it important?
And you're right. At the end of 2018, my wife, she wasn't working then. She since started a business, but she didn't have an income. And I thought to myself, if something were to happen to me, how is she going to be? And she was pregnant at the time. We didn't have our daughter, but I kind of knew that we would have another dependent. And so, I thought to myself, this is something that I should do for protection and just to be.
Because if something were to happen to you,
she wouldn't have. How would daycare get paid for, and how would anything get paid for? And so that was the mindset behind why I looked into it in the first place.
That's great. And then you determined, it sounds like you were working with a financial advisor, a firm, and they helped you come up with how much life insurance that you should have.
Yep, exactly. And their prerogative was to manage money, and life insurance was a bit of an afterthought. And so I think that it was sort of, what number sounds good to you? I said, how about $1 million? And that was that.
And so then you began the underwriting process, and you're in great health. You're 30 years old. I think you go to the gym almost every day.
Before COVID, yeah.
And so what happened during that, when they came back and said you're approved? Walk us through what happened.
Well, obviously I thought it was going to be super preferred, based on the fact I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't use drugs, and I was in relatively good shape without many medical conditions. And so I was surprised when I wasn't a super preferred client. I thought to myself, okay, well, how do you get super preferred? I mean, you got to be a marathon runner at this point.
And so what happened? What was the reasoning behind why John Hancock didn't offer you a super preferred or preferred plus rating?
It was just the fact that my body weight was 200 pounds. It needed to be like 193 or something, even though I was in what I thought was a very, very good shape.
Too much muscle,
I guess.
And so then when you told me this story, my reaction was, that's crazy. We work with 20 plus the best independent life insurance companies in the marketplace. We need to get you a better rating. And I had mentioned North American with their living benefits. If we can get it, it's the same ballpark of price, but a much better policy from a standpoint of terminal illness, chronic illness, and critical illness built into the policy, up to $1 million of benefit, which was appealing. But then again, we began the underwriting process. And what was the difference of that experience from your first underwriting process with scheduling the paramedical exam, turnaround time, and that with John Hancock and the financial firm versus Pacific Insurance Group through us?
Yeah, so the first time we scheduled the paramedical, and it took about maybe 2 weeks. The guy finally came out, took the paramedical exam, and the guy asked me if I had had a drink in the last 10 years, and I had stopped drinking 3 years ago. And so I said, well, yeah, but I haven't drank in 3 years. And he's like, that doesn't matter. Whereas with you it was basically, hey, you don't drink. It doesn't matter. We're not going to look back at the 10 years or whatever it was. It was, let's focus on the last couple years, which I thought was more pertinent.
With still being honest and ethical with the questions.
Of course,
right?
Of course. But
so the turnaround time, as far as that goes, how quick was it the first time versus the second time?
With the paramedical with your guys do you want to do a policy? She's here. And I was like, what do you mean she's here? She's in the other room. And I went and they put me on the scale, and just like that, it was, I think you're going to be super preferred. And you were like, well, you're going to be super preferred.
And it was how long? If I remember correctly, I think it was about a week.
Until what?
That it was approved as super preferred with no red tape.
Maybe 6
days.
Being
too heavy or overweight or whatever from that standpoint.
Yeah.
So North American, they came back super preferred, non-tobacco. And let's talk about the price. What was the price difference, if you remember? You have a good memory.
Yeah, I want to say it was neither of them were insanely high, but I want to say it was maybe $60 to $100 cheaper for the super preferred versus the preferred. So it was better for me and also cheaper.
So new term, it's 2 years has gone by, and we got you the same term length for less money than what you were paying with living benefits on this term policy.
Yeah,
Great.
precisely.
And we're honored and excited to have you as a client, and we really appreciate all of the other people that you've sent our way, and working with those family members and friends as well. So
Yeah, of course.
thank you so much for being here today and sharing your experience.
I
If you
appreciate
need
it.
help or want to talk to anybody at the Pacific Insurance Group team, including myself, give us a call at 425-246-4222. Usually it's amazing Becky who will answer the phone and help you. And I'm here to help, and our whole team is here to help. But we're passionate about getting people, especially here in the state of Washington, the correct amount of life insurance, helping them understand why they need life insurance, matching up the correct amount of life insurance, and fighting to get them the best deal with the best benefits, best policy at the lowest rates possible. Give us a call or go to pacificInsuranceGroup.com to run an instant life insurance quote without requiring any personal information, no cookies, none of that stuff. We want to talk to you whenever you're ready to talk to us. Thank you for listening and watching, and have a great day.